Up next, it's now a murder investigation. A popular star high school athlete dead of a gunshot wound.
Search underway for a local college student missing for 5 days.
And a special report on Gloria Allred, the powerful spokesperson for Nicole Brown Simpson.
Only on NBC. Your local news is next.
Your wedding day dreams can turn to nightmares if you don't use your head. Our story on wedding day rip-offs and what you can do to keep it from happening to you.
Channel 5, WMAQ-TV, Chicago. Now, live from the NBC Tower, this is the Channel 5 News at 10.
A couple hours ago, we were playing ball with them. And now, couldn't believe it happened to him.
A school comes together to mourn the death of a star athlete and friend, but tonight police still don't know why someone murdered 17-year-old Moshe Rogers. Good evening to you. I'm Mark Suppelsa.
And I'm Nesita Kwan. Here's the situation at this hour. Aurora police say they have no suspects in what they believe is a gang shooting case, but they stress Rogers and the passengers in his car are not gang members. And the Aurora Central Catholic High School will be open again tomorrow, offering counseling to mourners in spite of the president's holiday. Channel 5 Sharon Wright spent the day in Aurora talking with those who knew Rogers. She has this story.
They raced up and down the court, shooting hoops this morning. It was their way of coping. These young men were schoolmates, teammates, soulmates of 17-year-old Moshe Rogers, gunned down in what they call a senseless shooting.
We're upset, but I guess we just got to keep going on and do what he'd want to do. He'd probably want us to play, so we're just going to push on, I guess.
A couple hours ago, we were playing ball with them. And now,
I felt that by having them together this morning for this practice was something that will begin the process of healing, and they need to release a little bit at this point.
A senior at Aurora Central Catholic, 17-year-old Moshe was a promising basketball player and a track star, setting his sights on schools like Georgetown and Notre Dame. The shooting ended those dreams Friday night. Moshe and his brother were driving home from a basketball game that night. They had just left the high school up the street and stopped to pick up a friend when all of a sudden, gunshots. Moshe was struck in the back of the head. He lost control and rammed into the front of this house. Next year, plans were for this school and these students to move to another campus in a so-called safer part of town. But for the moment, all they can do now is gather together with school counselors and grieve and remember their friend.
1, 2, 3, charge! He was a good guy to know. I mean, he was a real friend to everybody.
Sharon Wright, Channel 5 News.
Investigators are asking for help in solving this murder case. The city of Aurora and Crime Stoppers are offering a $2,500 reward to anyone with information leading to the arrest and conviction of Rogers' killer.
Fire tears through a Southside church during Sunday services, forcing churchgoers to run. Nearly 200 parishioners at the Calvary Baptist Church escaped safely, then stood on the sidewalk watching the church burn. Investigators say the fire started about noon on the third floor of the school portion of the building. Services are now held in the school because another fire destroyed the sanctuary 7 years ago. Investigators don't yet know what caused today's fire, but they suspect faulty wiring. In Joliet, another fire, this one nearly destroys one of the city's oldest buildings. It broke out in an old American Legion Hall that was built in the late 1800s. They say the fire is still under investigation, but they do not suspect arson.
Tonight, they are searching for a Glendale Heights College student who's been missing for 5 days. Lena Patel hasn't been seen since she was dropped off at the College of DuPage last Tuesday. Channel 5's Cindy Hernandez is live at the college with the latest. Cindy?
Nesita, it is a mystery to police as well as the missing woman's family. She disappeared last week. 35,000 students attend the College of DuPage, and between all of the activity on campus, it is unclear how she could have disappeared without a trace.
Or something happened to her, let us know.
In their Glendale Heights home, the Patel family pleads for help. They are desperate for information about Lena Patel. From India and in America for 14 months, the young woman has been missing for 5 days.
We're treating it very seriously. At present, there are not any hard leads or clues to suggest foul play or any other scenario. That may be what's most frustrating.
Lena Patel is 20 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, 110 pounds, with long black hair, brown eyes, and a scar on her forehead.
She is missing from college. Then how can I say she's run away by herself or somebody take her, somebody kidnap her? I cannot say.
Patel is taking classes in English and respiratory therapy. College of DuPage officials say she was last seen on campus Tuesday in front of the instructional center.
She was reportedly dropped off by a girlfriend and another College of DuPage student for an 11 a.m. class. Subsequent investigation showed that Lena Patel missed both the 11 o'clock class and a noon class, and then a scheduled 2:45 pickup with her mother.
It is unknown at this time if Lena Patel even ever made it inside this building where she was dropped off on Tuesday morning. Reporting live from Glen Ellen, Cindy Hernandez, Channel 5 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Cindy. It's a murder mystery that's now more than 3 months old, and police still don't have any solid leads. Now, friends and family of Renee Rondeau are upping a reward in the case, hoping to find a killer. Someone strangled Rondeau to death Halloween night in her apartment in the 400 block of West Barrie. Today, friends posted flyers announcing a new $15,000 reward.
We have a composite of Renee Rondeau's probable killer, and so what we want to do today is just increase awareness.
If you have any information about the murder, call Belmont Area Police.
A group of nuns is back home tonight following a bout with possible food poisoning. The women were attending a weekend retreat at this building in southwest suburban Frankfort. Earlier this morning, they began complaining of flu-like symptoms. Ambulances rushed them to area hospitals.
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. It's possible there could be a possible food poisoning, but we're not sure at this time.
Meade says the women were eating homemade dips and other foods while attending a retreat at the Franciscan Sisters' house. But food poisoning hasn't been confirmed. All 14 women affected have been treated and released from the area hospitals.
Tough going for a Chicago stockbroker attempting a solo balloon flight across the Pacific. Apparently, 2 heaters in Steve Fawcett's gondola have failed, and it's about 0 degrees or colder up there. But he does have clothing to keep him warm. Fawcett took off from Seoul, South Korea yesterday. His final destination will be San Francisco, more than 6,000 miles away.
She pulls no punches about the O.J. Simpson case. She's the Brown family attorney, Gloria Allred, outspoken and proud of it. Ahead our special report, The Woman Out Front.
Also, the mystery of a teenager who disappeared from a cruise ship. Was it a suicide or a hoax? The Coast Guard draws its own conclusion.
And up next, new war of words in the race for mayor of Chicago as some African-American leaders accuse Mayor Daley of strong-arm tactics.
The Channel 5 News is brought to you in part by your local Chevrolet Geo dealer.
It's the Test Drive Show with Brian O'Callaghan. Today, Michael Jordan in the Chevy Blazer.
So, Michael, what do you think about the new design?
Brian, I love it. You know, Blazer and I go back a long way. It's like we're growing up together.
And you've both gone through a lot of changes lately. The Blazer's been totally redesigned from the inside out. And you had a career change?
Yeah, I'm playing baseball now.
Baseball. Baseball.
America's pastime?
Oh, yes. I remember now. Right.
For the University of Chicago Hospitals, I'm Nancy Baird. Physicians here are constantly in the news with breakthroughs. Recently, they helped unlock one of the key mysteries of cancer. They're even working on ways to grow new heart muscle after a heart attack. And they're continually delivering new, better treatments for diseases like asthma, arthritis, and digestive disorders. One of these physicians can be your physician. That's good to know.
The University of Chicago Hospitals. Call if you'd like to learn more.
The luxury sedan that offers unique style, good gas mileage, comfort, room for 5, and a powerful engine also happens to be the affordable luxury sedan, the Nissan Altima. And right now, the Chicagoland Nissan dealers are making the affordable luxury sedan even more affordable with an auto show special. Lease an Altima for just $199 a month for 36 months with reduction of $19.99 in capitalized cost. $199 a month, now through March 2nd at your nearest Nissan dealer.
The Channel 5 News is brought to you in part by the Chicago Tribune.
What a way to see the world in all its glory. Oh, Chicago.
In the race for mayor of Chicago, charges tonight that Mayor Daley is using tactics of intimidation and that he's campaigning with paid city employees. Channel 5's Derrick Blakley has the story.
We're gathered here together to blow the cover off of a clandestine, covert war being waged against this city's black leaders and the black community by Mayor Richard M. Daley.
Four ward committeemen charge Mayor Daley's campaign is flooding black wards with an army of city employees, including some campaigning for Daley on city time.
You asked the question, is it on city time? It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They're out there.
Out there, say the committeemen, using threats and intimidation.
Just yesterday, we were inundated out there in the 9th Ward with mayoral people going from door to door asking people how they were going to vote. And some of them threatening to send the building department and then various inspectors back to those individuals if they dared to say that they would not be voting for the mayor.
The black committeemen call it a throwback to the politics of the 1950s, an attempt to revive the old machine. But a spokesman for the mayor calls it pure fantasy.
It's an outright lie. And those making the charges know that they're untrue because they offered you no proof of such behavior. Fact of the matter is, Mayor Daley does not tolerate city workers doing campaign work on city time.
And, says Williams, the Daley camp sees the charges as a sign of desperation.
I think the motivation is that at the end of a campaign, people get desperate, they make irresponsible charges. I would expect a higher level of behavior from four respected public officials.
Derrick Blakley, Channel 5 News.
Spokesman Williams adds if the black committeemen have any evidence of wrongdoing, they should take it to the state's attorney.
Tonight, the Coast Guard says it has given up in its search for a boy who may have committed suicide jumping overboard from a cruise ship. Officials say 14-year-old Grant Medeiros and his parents had an argument Friday night aboard the Regal Princess. They were 10 miles from Miami when he threatened to jump. Then, later that night, he disappeared, leaving only his tennis shoes on deck. The Coast Guard says if the boy jumped in the water, he's no longer alive. But yesterday, searchers found a life ring on a beach north of Miami. They think it was from the Regal Princess.
A great weather weekend, but Mother Nature is full of surprises. Wait till you hear Brant Miller's forecast.
Also, it can be the downside of getting married if you're not careful. You can get ripped off planning your wedding. Some advice coming up.
But next, a Channel 5 News special report. The woman out front in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. What she knows and why she's talking. Next.
This week on The Tonight Show, Kelsey Grammer, The Moody Blues, David Hasselhoff, Laurie Anderson, Irvin Magic Johnson, Willie Nelson, Mike Myers, Tori Amos, Harry Hamlin, and America's foremost legal analyst, Jay.
In this country, a defendant must be considered innocent until proven broke. And I think that's the American way.
And on Late Night Just Wait Till You Find Out What Conan's hatching. Funny Guy, Reggie Miller, Bill Maher, Tom Brokaw, Angie Everhart, and Big Head Todd and the Monsters. NBC Night Shift, all this week.
Through the normally tranquil back roads of Michigan, Car and Driver magazine judges drove all 50 finalists for the coveted 10 Best Cars Award. One test drive stood out in particular. The Acura Integra GSR. We said it was the most fun car since Hot Wheels. Now they agree. The new Integra Performance Lease, available for a limited time at your Chicagoland Acura dealer.
They come at night, creeping, crawling, and if you've seen one, there are hundreds more. Roaches. You need the exterminator, the Orkin Man. Only he has the Orkin injection system that destroys roaches with more precision than ever. It wipes out roaches and makes sure they never return. Guaranteed. Call the exterminator, day or night, at 1-800-800-ORKIN. One call destroys them all.
Of all the furniture sales this week, which would you choose?
Well, I want a huge selection and a store I can trust. I want my sale at Homemakers.
Of course you do, and you've got it. A Homemakers store-wide sale all President's Day weekend. Chicago's best selection of quality furniture with big savings in every department. And no payments due till May. Till May. A furniture sale where you want it.
I want my sale at Homemakers.
When is Pontiac Grand Prix a better value than Ford Taurus? When you compare. With air, automatic, dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and more, Grand Prix is over $1,000 less than Taurus. Yet Grand Prix has more horsepower and a longer wheelbase. Plus, you'll get many standard safety features on Grand Prix that you can't get on Taurus at any cost, even if you can afford the Ford's higher price. Grand Prix's the better value.
With a Pontiac 3-year smart drive, just $269 a month buys the new Grand Prix sedan. No wonder Pontiac outsells all the imports.
Tonight, a survey of lawyers predicts that O.J. Simpson will go free. Results of the survey by the National Law Journal show that 39% of those asked expect a hung jury in the double murder case. 31% expect an acquittal. Even if Simpson is convicted, 37% believe Judge Lance Ito has committed errors that would lead an appeals court to reverse the conviction. Pollsters talked to 301 attorneys. The trial resumes Tuesday following tomorrow's President's Day holiday.
One lawyer who has never been shy about expressing her opinions is Gloria Allred, the outspoken attorney for the Brown family. She stands firm as a liberal, a feminist, and perhaps, most of all, as the woman out front for the memory of Nicole Brown Simpson. Channel 5's Renee Ferguson is live in the newsroom with an up-close look at the outspoken attorney. Renee?
Well, Nesita, she's contentious, she's opinionated. She has a hard edge, but a soft spot for women and children and people who don't have a voice. In Los Angeles, Gloria Allred is loved and hated, but people know where she stands. We went out west to meet the unofficial prosecutor in the O.J. Simpson murder trial.
To them today.
Allred on the offense.
Apparently today in the courtroom there were more graphic pictures of Nicole Simpson at the crime scene, curled in a near fetal position, her feet under the gate, one hand to her slashed neck, lying in a pool of blood.
Allred on the defense.
We ask Mr. Simpson to respect the feelings of the family and not set foot on Nicole's property where the murders occurred.
For 19 years, Los Angeles attorney Gloria Allred has been making waves and grabbing headlines in behalf of battered women, abused children, and wronged minorities.
I'm a feminist. I'm proud of it.
She's also a mother, a 53-year-old grandmother, and a 5'3", 100-pound, in-your-face liberal doing drive-time radio.
This is Radio Free Gloria.
But don't call me Miss Equality, call me Ms. Equality.
Well, I did try and do that, I guess. Now, in what she describes as one of the greatest challenges of her life, Allred is hired to speak for someone who no longer can, Nicole Brown Simpson.
As you know, I represent the Brown family. So let's get that out right up front. I do have a point of view on this. And my point of view is there ought to be justice.
When the Brown family hired Gloria Allred, they got more than just a lawyer. They also got the services of a well-known feminist who doesn't hesitate to say exactly what's on her mind. These days, she also says what's on the Brown family's minds about O.J. Simpson.
At best, he's a batterer. At worst, something far, far more serious, and battering is very, very serious as far as I'm concerned.
She counsels the Brown family, but be clear, she does not tell them how to feel.
The Brown family, I think, is very courageous. It's really difficult for them to sit in the courtroom, to try to restrain themselves, to engage in appropriate courtroom behavior and conduct.